My name is Beki Ndlovu and this is my course 330 practical 7 demonstrating the use of a honeypot. Some of the reasons why I believe I deserve consideration for extra marks is because I believe my video guides very well on how to recreate it by the person watching. And reason number 2, the video displays 2 different configurations on the honeypot. Today I will demonstrate the workings of a honeypot using a tool called Penbox 1.8, which can be downloaded from this web address. After downloading this tool, one will receive a tar file, after which they can extract the tar file to get a folder called Penbox 1.8. After this step, one can CD into this folder, after which they will find a Ruby source file called Penbox RB. We can now run this Ruby source file from our terminal. After running this, we will access the Penbox menu, of which, since we want to demonstrate a honeypot, we'll now access network tools. After this step, we can now access the honeypot option, which is step 3. Okay, after accessing this, we can see that we have 2 options. We have the fast auto configuration or manual configuration. For this demonstration, we'll use the fast auto configuration. We can now see that we have activated our honeypot on port 80 and we can see the date and the time. We'll now get our IP address and try to access this honeypot from the perspective of an attacker. I use ipconfig to get my IP address. I'll now simulate an attack on the honeypot and then I will now access this IP on the web browser. We can see we've attempted to access the IP and we have a IP access denied, IP address login failed. I'll now go to the honeypot to simulate a network administrator. We can see that the network administrator would receive intrusion attempt detected and metadata regarding the attack, including the IP address and the date time and some other metadata. That has been the demonstration of a honeypot. Thank you. I have previously shown how one can access the honeypot functionality on the Penbox 1.8 using the fast auto configuration method. I will now display for more advanced users how you can access this functionality with more customization using the manual configuration method. So you would have to press 2, and then after this you would have to specify a specific port. And then next you would have to show a false message to show to the attacker. In this case, I'll use access granted. After this, you have the option whether you want to save a log with all the intrusion attempts. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'll say yes. And then now we are shown the path where the log file will be saved. The next option would be whether we want to hear a beep on our computer every time an intrusion attempt is made. For this, I'll select yes. We can now see that our honeypot has been activated on port 6789. We'll now try to access it. We should hear the beeping sound when an intrusion attempt is made. We can now see that intrusion attempts are made on our system. We can see it on our screen and we can hear the beeping sound. Next, I shall show the log file, which should have a list of all the intrusion attempts that were made. Inside this text file, we can now see a list of all the intrusion attempts that were made.